There's nothing that has your enemies running to the aspirin more than having a positive outlook on life. When people you don't like have a positive outlook on life, you're going to be running to the aspirin bottle more than the person with the positive outlook on life. So, if you make claims to me about some sort of thing that you've done, I'm going to ask that you prove it. But if in asking for that proof could potentially get people in trouble, then I understand why you wouldn't want to prove it. It's the difference between negative proof and positive proof. If you're saying something no women will ever date you, well, that's a little hard for you to prove, don't you think? I mean, there's 7 billion people on this planet, and my city has 220,000 people in it. So do you mean people on Earth or people in my city? Because if it's on Earth, you need to get a signed signature from 7.7 billion people for me to take you seriously. That says that you don't like me, that these people don't like me. Even a 220,000 person signature from everybody in Spokane would be good enough to prove that the city of Spokane doesn't like me. Because if the city of Spokane didn't like me, people wouldn't be so friendly to me in real life, and I wouldn't have the ability to do these videos because I'd be too depressed, and you know that I suffer from depression. The depression tends to go away when I'm around positive, upbeat people, or people that leave me alone, which is most of the time anyway. I mean, you walk around in any city or town, most people aren't like the loud, normal people. Most people are just quietly going about their day, no matter where you go. They don't even care about you, in so much as that they would spend much time trying to help you unless you were in danger. But most of the normal people want to see people hurt because they suffer from Schadenfreude. And it's a narcissistic thing where they want to see people hurt and hated and frowned upon. And these normal people are not even the most noticed people if you were to look at all the people. It's not the majority of people that are normal, the loud, extroverted, or people that hang out introverted with these extroverts on purpose a lot. These are not these are what you would call the hip or cool crowd, but these are not, or the normal people, but these are not the majority of people. Loud, obnoxious people and the people that they attract are the narcissists in our world, and they're the chosen ones by the people with money, because the people with the most money also have narcissistic personalities. Even if they're introverted like I am around others, they're still narcissistic. They only really care about the people with money, or that they see as people that are going to get a lot of money. So the young, pretty people, by their standards, or the unusual looking people that they think have some sort of talent that they can get money out of. These are the people that they generally care about. The people that are extroverted, rowdy, and loud are not the majority of people. They are just the extroverted, rowdy, and loud people. And the people that like hanging out with these people. And I don't fall into any of those two camps. I try not to be loud, extroverted, and noisy. I try not to call attention to myself except online. In public, I do not. And I am not attracted to people who are extroverted and showy offline. I do like extroverted people as long as they are not introverted or extroverted in a way that is something affronting to me. I mean, if you're extroverted and you're a nice person, I like you. If you're introverted and a nice person, I like you. There are plenty of introverted people that just have a go-away attitude. My attitude at restaurants is more I like to stick around more and just sort of observe from the outside, so I often order a lot of drinks when I go drinking. like usually 4 drinks when I go drinking, which isn't very often, or I'll buy a pitcher of beer or something large in order to stick around and watch it. I'm what you would call an ambivert. I can be loud and noisy if I'm like really drunk, but I'm not drunk very often. I usually am quiet even when I am drunk around others. But I also kind of like smiling and lay back. So I don't really like attracting an entourage, especially if that entourage is women that won't have sex with me or other dudes. That's not my kind of thing. That is not fun to me. Attracting people that demand your patience are not your type of people if you're a person like me. If you're demanding my patience and you want to attract my attention, I don't like you. You're just there for me to listen because I don't really like talking much and I like listening. But if you're there to get me to listen to you, then you and I are not going to be friends. If you were there to listen to me, we'll be friends. Or if you're somebody that has more an attitude of like, you would like a dialogue rather than a monologue. And a lot of people will just sit in groups and monologue. And those types of people are not my type of people. I notice that quite easily. There's often groups like 5 or 20 people wherever you go, and a lot of them just seem to be talking about themselves and not having a conversation, even though they're the noisiest table there. So I don't really like those types of groups. If you want to be my friend, I want to be somebody who you like to listen to, or you don't mind it when I ask you questions. Preferably both of those things. And I do see that there's a lot of people like that like people like me. The waitresses around town and the waiters around town are always very friendly to me. The dispensaries are very friendly to me. It doesn't matter what shit they talk about me in their spare time on the internet. As long as they're nice to my face, that is good enough for now. It's not good enough, though, that they talk shit behind my back. But I look at the dislikes. And I look at how many people watch my videos. And my videos usually range from like 50 to, I think, 400 viewers at most on this channel. And at most, the dislikes are under 50. So the rest of the people that don't have a dislike, I'm just going to count them as having a like. And maybe they just didn't press like. A lot of people will read your statuses on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And they won't press like. Just because they don't like other people knowing that they like the stuff. And there's a lot of things where they'll think, oh, if I like people's statuses on YouTube, they'll see like the things that I like to watch, when that isn't true. That's all in your privacy settings. Or they'll say, well, then they'll be talking to me and I'll be so nervous. You can like me without me knowing who it is. It's not like on Facebook, or social media, where if you like somebody, you see who likes you. On YouTube, if you're afraid of your anonymity being blown by liking somebody, I can't see who likes me or dislikes me. Otherwise, I would have blocked all the people that dislike me. That's why I shut off comments, to kind of curb that, because every comment I was getting was rude. So if it's like the most people that are part of this dislike squad, they're getting a massive headache by even paying attention to anything I'm saying. But even like paying attention enough to where every time they see me post a video, they dislike it, they're getting a little bit of a headache, even if they don't watch the video. And I'm glad about that. So if my videos have 300 viewers and there's like 50 at most dislikes, I'm still going to understand that like 250 people liked what I had to say. They just didn't press the like button for some reason that's got nothing to do with me. Because on Facebook, there's the whole thing where if you like somebody, then they can see who you are, and then they can PM you. I can't see who you are if you like me on YouTube. It's a different thing. I can see it on Twitter. I can see it on Facebook. I can see it on Instagram. If you like my statuses, I know who it is. On YouTube, I don't know who it is. That isn't even an option on YouTube. You don't see who likes or dislikes your statuses. Ariel Winter would have less of a problem if YouTube allowed people to see who disliked their statuses, because she could just go through and block everybody that disliked their statuses. which is something that I support, because I don't think that people go on YouTube to get hated any more than they go out to eat to get hated. If people are there to dislike you when you go into public areas like a restaurant or YouTube, those people are not good people. If this was happening in a restaurant, those people would get kicked out for disliking so loudly that the person being disliked was aware of it and wasn't fighting back. The people would kick you out of the restaurant. So you do it online and you say your little things around town maybe, but if I hear it, then I know who you are. So I don't really care. If I hear it and I see you again and you keep harassing me, there's going to be a problem, because I'll tell the restaurant where I'm at. I'll call the police. That's what rational people do when they're being harassed. I already called crime check about somebody stalking me. So it's not a good idea. Keep your hate online and you won't have as much of a problem with the authorities, but you're still going to get that massive headache every time you press that dislike button and wonder why. Well, it's because you're spending all your time in hate instead of appreciation. If I were to watch videos all day that I did not like and just dislike them all day, I would hate my life. And if you like, you're going to feel giddy. You're going to feel a sense that you're part of this. You're going to feel goosebumps. Just try it. Like one of my statuses and notice how you feel afterwards. Then dislike one of my statuses that you may like and notice how you feel. Notice the difference. If you like it, you're going to feel the oxytocin dripping out of your brain. You're going to feel things like adrenaline or progesterone or testosterone, which control your sexual urges. You're going to feel oxytocin, which will be like lust. You're going to feel serotonin and dopamine, because those elements will help your calmness and your happiness. So press that like button and you'll get the good chemicals. Press that dislike button and you're going to get those bad chemicals. And if you don't like, you're not going to get the good chemicals. So it's really your loss. And subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you. You really should like this, the good chemicals.